You're on.
Ring, 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 hello, Simps and Virgins, and welcome back to Krown's magic internet money.
Hey, that's you. Let there be light, baby. Let's get back into it right now. Let's start it off. It's a nice little Monday morning here. I realize that it is Sunday for all of the heathens out there in the world who are not living in the eastern or just central portion of this world. But it's okay. It's all right, and it's all good, and we actually have plenty to discuss today as we do get into this one. I am making sure that everything is good to go over here. I think we're all right. You forgot to say choose rich. Do you want to yell it? Choose rich. Yes, yes. As you hear the screeching pigeon in the background, and it's a nice little day here. Anyways, I do see a lot of familiar faces in here. What's up, Mr. Nimbo, our lovely moderator, keeping everyone safe in Safu right now. I don't see any other moderators right now, but that's all good because we got Elsa, and she's actually very heavy-handed. So do not piss her off. She will absolutely ban you to the fucking ether of. She will literally send you to hell. She will literally send you to hell. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. The Balkan Dwarf, sir. Yes, indeed. We'll get to the Balkan Dwarf maybe a little bit later. That thing actually has been gaining more and more traction, which is kind of funny to see. And also great to see. In fact, their team, the guy who made it actually reached out to me and he said, by the way, we got rid of that whole nonsense on CoinGecko about not being able to sell and shit like that. And I said, I don't think you understand, man. That's pretty fucking bearish. If you have to actually hold this thing now, that's ridiculous, man. Anyways, the Elsa intro is back. The bull market continuation confirmed. Says Boss Up Chopper. Nice name, man. What's up, Michael Blast? Good morning to you as well. Emer, good morning to you. The Vikings are ready to strike. The Vikings are ready to strike. Hopefully soon. And Goofy Dude says dude. All right, I need to make sure that everything's set up over here because once again, I was having the dumps before this stream, and it was one of those times where just my whole fucking stomach was emptying out, I guess. Feeling a little bit bloated after the last few days. I don't know what it is, man. The watermelons. Why do I feel the need to share that? Because it is an open community here. I'm transparent, all right? And if you could just see my toilet right now, you would absolutely lose your fucking minds. Spoon feeding time, says the Enlightened Savage. Actually, today is going to be a very interesting day, at least for myself on this stream, because what I would expect to see when we go into the shitcoin drawer is that most shitcoins are probably going to hopefully be showing some sort of bullish consolidation. If we see something like that, it's going to really play into the long-term theory here that I am going to be going over, because we're going to be going over the returns on average for April, especially in a bull market, which are very, very interesting, very fucking interesting, and does play into the general like holistic analysis that we've been going over on this channel. Which I guess we'll kind of see that one together. I need to take a few more sips of this caffeine over here. It's helping me release all of the krakens of my stomach, and I do see a good question. Ant Rich 87 says, "Are we bullish on Luna? Describe bullish. What does bullish mean to you?" I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, Luna blew up years ago and is no longer relevant. But if that thing's bullish, then holy shit, that's probably a bad sign, actually. Gia says, Elsa, love, nice stuff on 12 hours, 12 time frame on alts and Bitcoin. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Sounds like it's a different language. Carnivore diet plus black coffee equals dumb bolas. Indeed, I'm actually not on a full carnivore diet anymore. I actually do eat carbs in the form of honey and fruit, and I've actually felt better. But if I wasn't really doing like intense physical activity, I probably wouldn't do that, or at least I wouldn't eat the honey. I have found that since starting boxing, really do need some like actually intense carbs like white rice or even white potatoes seem to do the job there, because I mean you fucking need that if you're going to be using like super high intensity sort of interval type training methods. As if you don't have that, I mean just good fucking luck getting through a few sessions of that. I tried it for a while. I got through about a few weeks and I was like, holy shit, I am just absolutely dragging ass. So it actually really does make a difference. But, if you're not really doing physical activity like that, I don't think it's actually necessary like it was in the past. Do Kwon is now Do Queen. I think he's Do fucked, actually, is what it sounds like. I think last I heard he's putting ledgers up his asshole to save his Bitcoins. But unfortunately, the authorities in Montenegro or wherever he got caught found that. It's like, it's actually really funny to think about. They're like, all right, so we caught this guy. Give him the X-ray. He's hiding something up his asshole. I see the way that he's walking right now. So, how did they figure that one out? I guess that one's off limits. You think your Bitcoins are safe. The government can't take your Bitcoins. Just put them up your asshole. No, that does not work either. I'm less and less convinced of the efficacy of the security of this asset now, going onwards and forwards. Anyways, I see Grayson Coldney says gaming AI / blue chip are the best bets over the next 12 months. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the best bets over the next 12 months are going to be the ones that the shitcoins that were created in less than a year from now. Or even the new ones that are created like now, and it doesn't really even matter what they do, honestly. Honestly, I do think that we're in that part of the cycle. I do think that we're in the part of the cycle where it's unwise to try to get too cerebral about what you're doing in general, just because I think if you try to get too like in the weeds with things right now, you're gonna miss just the greater picture, which is the market is lifting all ships. If you viewed my video on long-term investing, which I've actually gotten really, really good response on, which was really cool to see because that's something that I've been getting into more and more recently in the past few years. One of the first rule of long-term investing, at least in my opinion and in my experience, is market cycle first. The market cycle matters more than anything else. Without a bull market cycle, nothing else matters. In a bull market cycle, also kind of nothing else matters in the sense that you can really be that stupid fucking blindfolded monkey throwing darts at the coin market cap charts, and well, it probably goes somewhat decently for yourself, assuming that you're not targeting the older shitcoins, the things that were created more than a year ago from today. Now, if you are choosing shitcoins from the past cycles, understand that the odds are very much against you. There are going to be a few, certainly, that are, successful, but are they going to be more successful pound for pound than the new shitcoins that are created in the past year or even in current times? I would say unlikely based off of, historical results. And again, you can go to all prior market cycles, every prior market cycle, and you can view the top 10, even the top 100 of those cycles. And for the most part, 99% of those cryptos are just completely irrelevant now. Yeah, maybe they went up a little bit in the bull markets, but they probably didn't even surpass their prior all-time high. These sort of things are traps, in my opinion. That's a real trap of these sort of markets. Is he on to juice? I'm on TRT, man, is what I'm on. Nice shoulders. Thanks, man. I'm feeling a little bit flat right now, but I do have my coffee right here, so we're feeling good off that. I actually just took, we need Juice Coin, actually. Oh, and I just realized that I've been playing Dragon's Dogma 2 recently. I'm a very powerful mage, level 9, by the way. Gonna turn into a sorcerer because mage is for Peter Pan pussies out there who don't have offensive spells, which I'm very, very not about. I need some big, bad fucking lightning, fire, ice spells. That's what I'm looking for. Champ Lou says, do you recommend TRT? Look, I recommend, I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. I know it's hard to tell, yes, but I can say that, hey, look, if you're getting past the age of 30 or especially 40, your testosterone, it's not going to be going up anymore. And, you have to really be asking yourself, if you want to be performing at your optimal levels, well, that is going to be a big thing of it. So, testosterone controls so many things downstream in your body. And I think, if not for anything else, just having the sort of security of having stable levels is worth it, at least in my experience. So, again, consult your doctor. I don't know. Take some fucking estrogen. Take some soy pills. That's what you should get. Soy injections. We need more soy boys. We need to increase the soy ratio of this chat right now. We have too many high testosterone chads. We need some fucking soy boys in here. When's the next boxing match, Krown? I'm going to be looking to do it probably in October, November, whenever they have the next one after this current one. So they're going to have one in April. I don't really see too much hype around that just yet. They asked me to do that one, but I honestly, I was pretty pissed off about the last one, so I wasn't really that down to do it. And also, I needed some time to, focus on the market right now because the market is where all the action's at. What's up, Jeff Grau, an OG, longtime cave member here versus BitBoy. I don't think BitBoy is going to do it. Honestly, after watching BitBoy's last match, his karate match, I start to like him. Everyone can fall in love and really take something from someone who's he's got that fucking drive. Like, you saw it in his eyes. Like, that I love. That part of BitBoy I absolutely fucking love, man. But I'd fight Dokwan. Dokwan seems like a good guy. Just, it has to be someone that's they have to really bring out the fucking hate in you, and I don't know. I need to find someone who's just like arrogant as fuck and just, I don't know, very unlikable. That would be it. I'm high estrogen. We need some more high estrogen here. Drink your fucking soys. We need more soy, boys, in this world. I got a great message this morning from a good friend, Cole. I won't say the rest of his name just in case if he doesn't want this to be known. But he said, where was this? This is completely out of context. He said something along the lines of, we're not talking about any woke tard soy ladyboy shit here, in case that wasn't clear. This guy's the funniest motherfucker I think I've ever met. He's so clever with his words. Goog on the weekly, please, my lord. Yes, that's right. We're gonna say more my lords. We need to bring my lord back. I will hail your thoughts, my lord. I do apologize. I do apologize for not getting into the content as soon as possible here, but we're still waiting for some people for some people to get in. I'm still waiting to kill some more of this caffeine. Elsa, you need to flip your eggs. Okay, your eggs are not just fertilized, but they're probably fried at this point. Yeah, your eggs. I'm not calling you a lazy fuck. I'm just letting you know, unless you want your eggs burned like crazy. Defo fight NFT Nick. I don't think he's the fighting type. I'm actually looking forward to going on his channel or his podcast. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? His show, the NFT show. Caffeine with vodka is better. That's a very, very Finnish drink. Finland, probably the biggest consumer per capita of caffeine, and certainly vodkas, or certainly caffeine and maybe even vodka as well. Her eggs hit the 618. Yeah, getting lazy on this morning. When Mog on Ethereum, did we abandon mommy? We need soy boys, we need all sorts of things going on right here. Casey says, how you liking Dubai, bro? We've been living on and off here for the past 3 years. It's good for what it's good for, man. I do understand that some people don't like Dubai. I love it for what it's good for, man. And it's great for us when it is winter time in Finland, because it's just too fucking cold there, man. It doesn't feel good to put on like 10 layers of clothing just to go out for 5 minutes. And, that kind of puts a damper on life. So it's good for that time. But what? It's too slippery for me, man. I can't walk. Like, I've fallen down so many goddamn times, man. What's up, Matador MC? We got 38 likes on this video for almost 1,000 people watching. It's pretty bad, but maybe it just hasn't begun yet. That could be it. The wind is strong. You can actually hear the wind howling in the background. Holy shit, man. Yeah, it is quite strong right now. It is, I don't know what the hell is going on right there. Krown versus Becker would be sick. Becker would be a good guy to fight, I think, just because, one, he's humongous, so humongous in terms of channels, so that would be a great engagement. And then also I think he would be a good person to do it because, one, he's been training for about the same time, it sounds like, and two, he seems to rub some people the wrong way. Here's why I really want to fight Becker, okay? One time he followed me on Twitter, and then I checked back on his profile. He unfollowed that fucking asshole. Holy shit, I'm calling you out right now, Becker. You bastard. You fucking bastard. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you insult with an unfollow, you fucking asshole. Ungrateful bastard. Yeah, time to unfollow this asshole. MMA or boxing? It'd have to be boxing, man. I'm not doing any MMA hugging, kicking bullshit. Look, all of that shit's good stuff, but yeah, man. I haven't learned how to kick or anything like that, man. I just know how to throw hands, and I barely even know how to do that, man. What else should I say? My trainer, my boxing trainer. He's actually a kickboxer. He just fought in karate combat yesterday. He had a big win, Mr. Nico Corventas. Shout out to him. He's probably not watching right now. Probably never watches, honestly. Why would he fight Benjamin Cowan? That doesn't really. Sure, but I don't think he's the fighting type, man. I don't think he's the fighting type. There's bacon in Dubai. All right, a few more. Everyone wants Becker. Yeah, man, we could I mean, if Becker is down, then 100% we could definitely do that. I think that would be a good match. I think he's also maybe around the same age. Don't really want to fight someone who's super young again, man. Cardio can be an issue there, although in that fight it wasn't. Becker is arrogant enough. Fight Fort Flies. I think he goes by Sammy Loyal now. He's actually reached out to me a few times on Instagram, and he's quite nice to me. So I would, if he's down to do it, sure. But I don't think that would. I don't think he's a fighting type either. Elliot's like one of my best friends in this whole space, man. He's actually in very good shape now. Krown versus Ansem. Yeah, we could do that. If he wants to go again, I know that he's fighting in this current one. So fair enough. You know who I'd really like to do it with? You know who would be the best one possible? You all know who it is, but no one's brought it up just yet. And this would be the best fucking possible one. It starts with a G and it ends with a with a soy boy. Fucking Gareth, man. That would be a great one. That would just be a great one. Yes, Mike Tyson. Let me just lose my fucking brains there. Elizabeth Warren Soy. Gensler. No, man. Yeah, Gareth would be a good one, but I think he's probably a little bit too old. Or at least he looks old to me. My girlfriend isn't a fighter, but you should see her box. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Oh, you should see her. See what you did there. Very clever, sir. Very fucking clever. It's good, man. It's good. Mr. Bowden. Mr. Bowden. Krown versus Crypto Crow. I've actually spoken with him a couple times too. I think he's much bigger than me. Like in tallness and probably also size as well. I think he's like a real heavyweight. So probably not for me. And I think he also has like real experience too. So probably not for me, man. Probably not for me. Both Pazino brothers. I mean, they're fathers, man. You can't be doing that when you're a dad. Sheldon the Sniper. I probably wouldn't. In fact, well, how about Crypto? We've spoken about it before, but he really wants to do what's it called, kickboxing. I don't want anyone's fucking toe jam in my face, man. That's disgusting. And also, and what about what? Who? What about their nutsack? Yes, I don't want their toe jam in my face, but I want their nut sweat in my mouth. TA, please. No, that's not what you come here for, man. Are you in Chicago? No, I'm actually in Dubai right now. I am almost done with this caffeine. Submariner or Datejust. I'm actually not the Submariner. I mean, it's a classic one. So is a Datejust. I'm not really a fan of either one though, to be honest. Krown versus Lady of Crypto. I mean, look, if you are really serious, I think to get me motivated to do it, they would have to be one, either of the same size in terms of community or bigger, just because, that's, I mean, it would be really for engagement because you're not getting paid for this shit. So that's really the only potential positive, I guess. And then two, they'd have to be like around the same height, around the same size. If you can do that, yeah, okay, fair enough. Daniel from Chart Champions, I think he's a little bit, I don't really know what he looks a little bit smaller, but I'm not sure. Is the building swaying as well? Probably pretty fucking close to it at that point. Okay, I think I've done enough of this caffeine over here. Getting ready in my charts over here. Okay, we're good there. We're good there. And actually, this is starting to come for a pretty well-rounded analysis in both the short term and the higher term. That's a good one. Oh, I need just one more chart here, and then we'll get into the actual analysis of the day. All right. Yeah, the wind is pretty crazy, man. The problem is that the door just can't close like that 1 centimeter more, and so it's creating this really nasty wind tunnel going on right now. Really fucking annoying, man. No, it's Greco-Roman wrestling, and then it's the nut debt. I do love anything that's Greek, so wrestling would be cool as well. Burp sounded forced. You'd be surprised. You seem like an AP guy. I actually do have an AP, man. I do have I do have the brick, man. It's just it literally lives up to its name. It's a fucking hell of a piece, man. It's almost like you don't even want to wear it because it's so fucking heavy, but I love looking at it. But yeah, AP I do think is I'm not a Rolex is cool, but AP is like I think that's where it's at. I think that's where you really start to get into like the cool ones. Anyways, okay, cool. All right, I think we're ready to roll over here. I'm on the right chart over here, so we're good there. And AP is brand. Yeah, man. Sweet. Yeah. Okay. All right. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the returns by month for April and how that kind of fits into the overall picture, the holistic view right now of this market as what's most likely to come in April. And other than that, I'm going to welcome you back to the Krown Crypto channel. We can just jump right in this one, starting off with the chart view and the April returns. So in this case, we do see, let me actually just make that a little bit better. There we go. As this is a live stream right now, we do say that all of these green vertical bars do represent past Aprils in Bitcoin's history. Now, I do want to say that in general, you can see kind of just by visual view that April is generally an upside month, especially in bull markets, even in the sort of year, I would say, before the really big bull explosion, like you do see right on over here. In 2017, this would be a really good example of what you typically do see in April, as this one was consolidating around the prior all-time high, and then April was the month where it actually did close on new all-time highs and continued upwards and onwards for basically the next year and a half the next half year to the all-time highs. Same thing over here in 2020, and actually did kind of hit the all-time high in March of 2021 more recently. And of course, as we do get into, I would say, consolidations around current all-time highs, well, we can go ahead and reference these statistics for April specifically, as I've measured out all of the past 13 Aprils in Bitcoin's history and found that of 13 Aprils, 9 out of 13 did close positively and actually did have pretty significant returns, I'd say, as well. The average return for April in Bitcoin's history for the positive months only, not including the negative months, but just the positive months, was 58, almost 59%. So 58.70. Now, to be fair, the first April that Bitcoin did see was a tremendously positive return at 350% almost. So if we do omit that one, that is going to bring the average down significantly to 22.5%. So almost nukes it by more than, or does nuke it by more than 50%. But still, you can see that on average, April on the positive months was printing, really into like the deep 20%. So I would say that, again, April in general is, rather high return month for Bitcoin. On top of that, let me center that a little bit better. This, again, being the positive returns right here. So I'll just type that in. Positive. Maybe I actually spell it properly. Positive returns. Okay. Jesus Christ. There we go. By percent. In the next column right here, this would be the negative returns, which it did lose on average 13, almost 14% basically. So in the event that we did see negative Aprils, that was the average loss. And we do have a standard deviation measurement on that as well. For the positive months, it was 17%. For the negative months, it was about 14.5%. So on the positive side, you can see, a high probability zone between about 5% on the downside versus about 39% on the upside, or almost 40% on the upside. So, pretty wide right there, obviously, but in the event of bull markets, we typically do see that April is actually on the higher side. Again, as we went over here in 2020, 2021, again in 2017, we have another big one in 2013, and we have another humongous one in 2011 right here. So, in general, when Bitcoin is bullish in basically a weekly and monthly uptrend, April has been the month where, you've seen some pretty amazing returns. Even when Bitcoin is, kind of coming off of the lows, those average returns were a little bit, more in the single digits for the positive months. And of course, when Bitcoin's been in a bear trend, in an overall downtrend, April has been, actually a pretty nasty month as well, to be fair. But in this case, seeing as Bitcoin is in the monthly uptrend and is in the weekly uptrend, we would say that generally speaking, long-term, extrapolating from that, April is more likely to be a positive month. And if we are to take that average at about 22%, and also understanding that recently, in basically the last year, Bitcoin has played within the averages of these returns almost every time, except for February. That was a big month, which was not really expected, at least by monthly average returns. 22% from the current from current price, which we would be kind of assuming that Bitcoin closes somewhere around here in the next 6 days, as we're on the 25th day of March right now. 20% to the upside puts Bitcoin at about $80,000. I do think that is a rather interesting number, because if you do recall back to last week's setup, we do have a statistical setup over here, which does imply that Bitcoin is at a greater risk of an upside continuation move. Whoops, this is not the right one. Where did that chart go? Hey, what the fuck? Oh, did I select the wrong one? I think I did select the wrong one. My apologies there. Just done goofing all across the lands right now. Let me see if I can pull it up really quickly here. I believe it's on this chart. And we'll get rid of that past one. And we can see that if we put on this setup, yes, the daily did have about a 39% probability. No, this is not the setup right here. All right, perhaps I'll just have to come back to that later because I don't have it readily available for myself. But if we go over here to the daily time frame for the HPDR bands, we can see that Bitcoin is getting that bounce that we spoke about over the weekend. And because Bitcoin did trade and close above Friday's high, it very likely does move at least towards the median here and probably even closer towards 69,000 bucks. This is essentially a volatility mean reversion play. We do see that volatility is continuing to contract, and as Bitcoin is living below the median, well, the median's kind of like a magnet for that, as especially HPDRO starts to turn up here as well. So not only is it very likely to test at least a median, it's probably likely to at least try a little bit of a move, more than that, potentially as much as a 38.2 level, but I'd say very, very likely somewhere around 69,000 bucks. So in the short term, Bitcoin, probably has a little bit of short-term upside here. Not necessarily saying that this one's going to break out to new all-time highs from this current posturing. I do still think that it's overall range bound between here and essentially 72,000 bucks. But here's the thing. Bitcoin seemingly does have a nice higher low on the daily in place as of right now. So, this consolidation is shaping up to be more and more a bullish consolidation, as we've been saying over the past week or two now, that Bitcoin, as long as it's going sideways here, is going to favor the boo laws as far as the overall consolidation goes. It's just timing of this for a resolution, probably not going to be in March. We're probably looking at April and maybe a little bit further down the line in April as well. In this case, as based off of yesterday's video, I do want to reiterate that I do believe that the worst case scenario for the Bitcoin boo laws here is still, if this consolidation were to resolve to the downside, you're probably looking at somewhere in low $50,000. But as long as Bitcoin trades sideways here, especially with this higher low in at 63,000 bucks, it's looking more and more like the Bitcoin is going to put in a low here above $60,000, which does play hand in hand with the long-term view of the Bitcoin production cost fundamentals over here, that 60,000 bucks is going to be a long-term area of value, if you will, as we are going to see the production cost for per Bitcoin rise and double here as the halving happens in, again, April, from 30,000 to 60,000 bucks. And that has essentially been a basement price for Bitcoin on even the most egregious of nasty dump-olas, like we saw in March of 2020, and on all macro cycle lows. It has hit the lower side of that, but hasn't really, closed and trended below the low side of that. So again, in April, we're going to see no, it's not April, it's May. Or it's April or May, whatever the fuck. It's somewhere around there. Doesn't matter. But in this case, the last halving, for example, we did see in May of 2020. And you can see that the basement cost did double from more than doubled from 4,100 all the way up to almost 9,000. So a little bit more than doubled right there. And again, that did become a bargain price, or a very good value price for Bitcoin, and then upwards and onwards from there. And then same thing, of course, in cycles past, as we did see the halving happen again over here in July of 2016, you see it double overnight, and that becomes a good base for Bitcoin. So I do suspect that is going to start to really play hand in hand with what we're seeing over here, and 60,000 is going to be very likely a base for the first consolidation. Again, I'm not saying that Bitcoin continues up and to the right from this exact moment. I'm saying that Bitcoin trading sideways within this region is probably going to be a value area. Maybe it even tests somewhere down around 60,000 bucks a few more times, but ultimately this is shaping up to be, the next sort of low. I do suspect it's just going to take its time, and time is going to favor the boo laws here essentially. Anyways, moving on from there, I do want to get into stochastic momentum. We do see that the weekly stochastic oscillator has officially crossed to the downside. So again, that is playing into the more long-term or medium-term view, I should say, that we're unlikely to see continuation in the more near term. The current pivot for the weekly stochastic oscillator is 71,600. So technically speaking, if Bitcoin were to close above there at the end of this next coming week, it would flip it back up. I would say that's probably less likely, even though you might see a test around there as possible. It probably doesn't close above there. Probably remains range bound. The daily time frame, however, is going to have a chance to cross the upside today on today's closure with any sort of a closure above 65,650. So again, playing into the former analysis of the HPDR bands, we're very likely to see another try to the upside in the short term. It's just I want to differentiate now between the short term and sort of the medium term, in the sense that Bitcoin likely to try some upside here. Is it likely to continue? I'd say that's less likely until at least we're into April and probably into the deeper portion of April. I'd suspect that that real continuation doesn't happen until after the halving. At that point, I do think that we could see a move to new all-time highs, probably into the $80,000 territory, and maybe even more than that over time. But take it one step at a time, of course. I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. Do I want to bring up any of the other setups that we do have? We could potentially bring up this setup over here. I forget exactly where I put it, though. That's the problem with this. Maybe it's the daily YouTube setup as I have outlined right here on the actual name. Yeah, indeed it is. So remember, we do still have this statistical setup based off of the daily time frame with the Krown VMP indicators. A very simple setup, basically low volatility coupled with a daily uptrend and a 3-day uptrend. So when all of those conditions are met, it has typically fired off a nice probabilistic setup, just over 51% over the full course of history. But what's more important than that is not just that, it's a little bit better than a coin toss. It gives us probabilities as to how big of a move to expect from that particular pivot, which did fire off on Tuesday of last week at about $62,000, which is basically the closing low of this consolidation thus far. And it would suggest that the average winning trade from that is 20. Let me just blow it up right here. It's about 22.5%, which is actually very much in alignment with the statistics that we viewed over here for the average returns by month at 20. Actually, holy shit, it's almost literally the exact same. 22.45. And what do we have over here? 22.65. Wow. So fair enough. That's actually very interesting now that we look at it. Of course, this setup will be essentially negated. It will be invalidated if we do see an 8% move to the downside from that entry, and that would be if Bitcoin essentially trades below $57,000. Until that happens, a little bit more likely that we do see that move about 22% from about $62,000, which would take us into April. And of course, this is being built off of the Krown Quant automation script over here, which you can find a link to in the description below. I should let you know. The good old shill link, as we do have a nice sale going on until the end of this month, which we do have another actually week, 1 week from today, and then it's over. It ends for forever. No more sales ever again, as it's going to be the lowest price ever with the code HAPPY60 in all capitals. Should let you know. You can make setups like this. You can basically make any setup that you want from whatever tools that you have on TradingView. I mean, it's just a base. It's just kind of like a cookie cutter setup over here. Like basically you get to input any sort of indicators, any sort of things, any sort of strategies that you might be mulling over into this skeleton key called the Krown Quant automation. And that will allow you to then back test it and see the results over here, get more granular data over here. And you can even automate that as well. But it will require some input from your own self. Of course, I give out some strategy sort of, what's it called? Like blueprints, if you will. But you're really expected to kind of iterate on top of that. Although, those will kind of work in their base format. So there you go. All right, that's enough shilling for one day. Thank you. And as always, fuck you and see you tomorrow. Elsa can't get enough of that shit. Fuck you and see you tomorrow. I'm just getting rid of some of the charts here so we can make this one nice and good. Okay. Yeah, I want to be using this for the shitcoin charts generally. Fight Tone Vase. Don't think he's a fighting type either. Is Tone Vase even still doing his thing? Let me actually fight my boss. Who's your boss? When boss? Let me see. Is Tone Vase still Tone Vase? Is he still doing his thing? Let's see. Is he still making videos? I don't know. Yeah, hold on. Live streams. Yeah, he's still doing it, I guess. Damn. I almost want to watch just to see. Fair enough. All right. Elsa's got all of the shitcoin requests lined up over here. So ready to roll. Oh, now I'm hungry, man. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Classic. Absolutely classic. If there's one rock band I could see live, it'd probably be Well, it'd be Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rage Against the Machine. Actually, it'd be both of those. I don't really care about any of the other ones. Or at least I wouldn't be motivated enough to see them live. All right, let's see. We got first shitcoin of the day from Daniel Ari. He's looking at PYI. Just looking for your unbiased shitcoin opinion. All right, what could this possibly be? PY sounds new. It's only on Mexi and Kraken Derp. Okay, so we're off to a good start for new shitcoins. It's in a general uptrend. It's only been around since January, last day of January. Look, it's in a corrective phase right here. I think that much is obvious. I think it's probably generally this is good because we do see very nice very obvious, very nice uptrend. It's gone up about 1,000%. So to me, that says that it's probably one of the stronger new shitcoins. The question is, how far does it retrace on this current move? And, look, if this thing is bullish as bullish gets, we would actually expect that the low is already in at 16 cents. If it does want to retrace more, the next areas of interest I'd be looking at are 13 cents and just below 11 cents respectively. I do not think it's going to get down to here to 786. I think seeing as Bitcoin is more or less putting in its own low, but just going to take its time, I actually do think that you could very well see a low at 16 cents here. The question is, where does it go from here upon continuation? And in this case, really the only thing that I'd be looking at is I actually don't have my extensions here. Let me put my extensions on. I sound like a fucking girl. Need to put my extensions on. Let's see. Okay, let's put that on. What other ones do we want? We can do that one. We can do that one. All right. Let's see. Next areas of interest upon continuation would be basically $0.50, somewhere around $0.50. Currently, I wouldn't really be calling continuation until you see stochastic momentum flip back onto the upside, which would happen above about 24.5 cents, a little bit above there. Generally, it seems like a good shitcoin to me. It's just where does this next higher low come in around? If 16 cents fails, I would be looking closer to 14 cents, maybe even just below 12 cents. Or something like that. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see what we got next. We got Mr. Andy Surfer. He has just left a nice super chat, but no comments. So appreciate that, man. Thank you. And I guess we'll just wait for a comment maybe later. But all good, man. Lander Buyer. Lander Buyer sounds better because it rhymes better. I always love when people say they try to come back with some sort of a retort to prove that something is true, and it just rhymes, and they're like, it's fine, man, it rhymes. It's Google on the daily, weekly, sure. Goog, my lord. Yes, my lord. I think Google's ready here, honestly, man. Yeah, okay. I don't know what these LARP lines are for, but I don't like them. Whatever they are, they're going to be wrong. Whatever that idea was, or at least I think they're going to be wrong. Okay, so you're about to see weekly stochastic momentum pop back onto the upside above 145 this week. We do see yet another higher low. I think that this one's confirmed as a higher low. Next move to the upside, maybe even new highs here. Yeah, monthly is a bullish engulfing dildo. You got 3.5 days left in the trading month. Any sort of a closure above February's high at 150.70, which are already trading above. Very likely new all-time highs in April. And this rally continues here. Kind of really looks like you're climbing the wall of worry, and this would be your next higher low. So kind of have to be bullish as long as it's above there long term. Quite strong. Quite good, man. Krown, have you seen Shogun? No, but I just saw the advertisement for it, so I really want to see it now. By the way, if anyone has Rise of Ronin, is it good? I have to get a fucking soy boy Sony PlayStation 3 Peter Pan pussy shit in order to play it, but anything with swords, man, is good by me. But still, yeah. Ho ho ho, Peter Pan. Ho ho ho. Luna Daily Weekly says Halloween went back to all-time high. God, I wish I had my soundboard for this shit. Is this it? Went back to wow. Well, in order to answer this song, you're gonna write a message, and I'm gonna pin it. Okay. Well, while she writes that, we're gonna, well, Shout out to all the Luna shills. Oh yeah. Only 9,000% more to go. This is what happened to all the Luna shills. It was... Hey, what? Don't stop now. It literally went down 100%.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Looks bullish. That's gross, Krown. You must be new here. All right, let me eat this ice really quick. And I just realized how fucking redacted that sounds. Let me eat this ice really quick. When new all-time highs? The only way to answer that is with Lexington Steel. Let me eat some ice and drink my fucking crayons. Can you do some charting for pork? What the fuck is this? Pee-pee fork. Okay. All right, what is this? It looks fucking dumb. It looks fucking stupid. It even looks like it's about to get fucked. But this pee-pee fork nonsense, it's probably a higher low. It's that portion of the market where it's probably a higher low. You see a higher low in the making. You see stochastic momentum about to turn up on the daily. It's absolutely fucking redacted. It's that fucking stupid. But we need to... But this is the violin of joy. That's gross, Krown. What the fuck, bro? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's bullish as long as it's above Sunday's low, and it's actually it's actually probably going to go a lot to the upside too. It's so fucking dumb that, look, the dumber it is, the better in this market. That's just the truth of things. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Look, you came to crypto for the revolutionary future of finance, and what you found was, this is what you found. You found this. You found a little bit of that action. Doggy coin, 3-day, please, Jizz Lord, thank you, I love you. No problem, sir. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ, what have I done? All right. The doggy coin is ready. The doggy coin is ready! I don't know about the 3-day. I don't know why you're looking at that bullshit, but look, it's turned the corner here. It's putting in a higher low. It's bullish as long as it's above last week's low. It's bullish as long as it's above 13 cents, basically. Don't need to make it any more complicated than that, man. Weekly and monthly stochastic momentum to the upside. Weekly volatility expanding from the lowest lows ever. It's got another macro higher low. It's going to likely move higher from here. It's likely going to move higher from here. Pour one out for the fucking doggy derp shitcoin fuckface peppy PP coin, whatever the fuck this thing is. The dumber it is, the better. The dumber it is, the better. And that's just, it is what it is right now, all right? Above 13 cents, good. Jay Header says MBD daily on Mex Derps, please. Sure, man. MBD. The fuck is this? All right. Let's see. On Mex C? Yeah, Mex C. MBD financials. Again, it looks dumb as fuck, but again, these things are probably the most bullish, unfortunately. It's just that portion of the market. You're already at the 1272 extension. You're probably going to see a free ride of the 1618 extension in April. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but it probably does. It's got the weekly uptrend. As long as you're above, what is this? March 11th low at 2001, 20,001, whatever the fuck number that is. It's probably up, man. It's probably up. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's see. Martin Hunt says AKT on the daily. Okay, what is this? AKT. Yeah, I remember this one was bullish. We looked at this one in the past. I think this one's like an actual real thing too. Maybe not on Kraken. Like, the fuck trades there. Testing all-time highs, consolidation at the all-time highs. Look, it's kind of similar to Bitcoin right now. I do think it trades sideways here for a little bit of time. Let's see how deep could the retracement, potentially go. I think you probably see it. You probably at least see a try towards 440, but long-term bullish. Again, this is not the time in the cycle to mid-curve shit, in my opinion. The reason why I do say this one consolidates for a while is weekly stochastic momentum is going to be, it's going to be downside position there below 640. Daily is going to be, daily is going to try some upside here. Daily is probably going to retest the highs. Holy shit, it might just actually make new highs from here. This is fucking retarded. Sorry, redacted. I apologize. I did not mean to say that. I apologize to anyone that might have offended out there. Why would you apologize to soy boys? Soy boys are the number one complainers on the internet, unfortunately. So they're the ones that can actually get you, bammed. Look, I look at the monthly here and it's like, all right, am I mid-curving this by saying it probably consolidates here? Very, very, very well could be. Overall, I do think that this one generally goes up and to the right. The question is, does it come down first? Daly's already ready. That's a crazy thing. Let's see. Okay, we did the pork derp. Frozen Fire says AOZ targets on the daily. I don't even know what time frame, or I do know what time frame we're looking at, but don't even know what kind of time frame you are, or trader you are. Are you scalping? Are you fucking long-term trend trading? Are you looking to hold this thing for years? I don't fucking know. I'm not here to do your homework for you. I do think it's generally going to see somewhere around 166 to $3.50. What the fuck? It does seem to be respecting these fibs quite well as well, which is quite interesting here. Look, it's very bullish as long as you're above March lows. 166 is next area of interest. Above there, you got 340. It's probably going to take some time. This is a weekly chart, obviously. It's just fucking vertical. Again, it's the time of the cycle, in my opinion, not to mid-curve shit. Just don't mid-curve shit. Don't make the mistakes that I've made in the past. Rene J, I appreciate that, sir, but feel free to leave a message next time. Generational Welsh. That's funny. That's very clever, sir. APT Weekly. Again, don't fucking mid-curve this shit, man. Monthly is bullish. I know you said weekly. Weekly is already testing prior all-time highs. It probably at least tests the closing prior all-time highs at $18. I would be expecting a little bit of sideways there at least, but generally, these things look like they've gone through their period of accumulation. This one's been under accumulation for about a year. I don't know how long it spends around those prior highs, but it's very likely to make new all-time highs from there. I mean, this is probably the most exciting portion of the cycle, I think, for most things, to be honest with you. Before end of year, I do think that you see this thing at one of these crazier numbers, whether it's 33, 41, $57. A lot of these things are gonna put in some impressive moves, especially if they look something like this. Only way that I really get bearish on this is if it comes back down below $10, but it's not even helpful at this point. It's so fucking far away. Let's see. Trey Only says CLF daily, sir. Sure, man. Okay. What is this? Chilean Unidad? Are you looking at like Forex? Or are you looking at some sort of fucked up cryptocurrency? I'm guessing. Okay, I guess you're probably looking at an actual currency here. This one's also a shitcoin though. Chilean, whatever the fuck, Formento. Bad, pretty bad. Long-term downtrend resumes. Probably going to be one of the worst charts that we see today. Probably going to come back down 36, maybe even as low as 35. Maybe try for another low there, but ultimately low. Long-term, this is the chart of a shitcoin. Is the only thing I can find with that ticker, by the way. So if it's not this, I'm sorry, but TradingView does not have it. What up, Art? What up, y'all? What up, guys? Hello, Artemestica. You had a different name, didn't you? I recognize the avatar, but not the name. NOS Daily Weekly, please. Okay, I'm guessing this is a shitcoin. Let's see what we got here. NOS. No sauna. I guess we charted this one before. It's still playing within this overall range. I'm guessing it's weekly range. Indeed it is. I think it continues with this range for a little bit, probably testing some downside. Weekly momentum to the downside below 748. It's well below that number right now. Could spend some time doing something like this, you know. More time in there. Again, it's going to be okay. All right, I'm gonna pin it. I pin it. I can't fucking target your message. Okay, there we go. There we go. Got it. I pinned. Something like this, you know, it's very likely to spend its time in there. But the more time it spends in here, the better. You know, again, this thing went absolutely fucking moon mode since October. Like, getting a real consolidation after going 71,000% to the upside doesn't sound that crazy to me. Yeah. I think this one's probably seen its top for a while, to be honest with you. Like, that's a pretty crazy move. Extremes on volatility twice. That's usually a topping signal to me for a while. So yeah. Sideways in that range for a while. Let's see. Okay, moving on here. We have Mr. VC is looking at Gala 4-hour daily. Sure. Gala. US derp. Okay. Wow, I am so hungry. Again, another one where it's just like you don't want to fucking mid-curve this shit. Here, okay, here's what I would say about this, though. This is a 2021 shitcoin. It is significantly far away from its prior all-time high. For reference, it is literally more than 1,000% away from its all-time high. The strong shitcoins from 2021 have already retested and are actually making new all-time highs from 2021. This is not a strong one, although it is very likely going to move to the upside from here. It's very likely to move, you know, probably somewhere around 13 cents, maybe even 16. What the fuck even was that? Like, what even is that? What even? That must be someone else's, like, balcony. That is not making that amount of noise. No fucking way. Maybe even 16 cents. But again, pound for pound, it's not going to have those crazy altcoin moves. Whatever the fuck this thing is, whatever the fuck this thing does, it's just it's just another average shitcoin that has no future really, in terms of like legitimate upside. It's going to move to the upside from here, very, very likely, just based off of a rising tide of the strength of the general market. But it's unlikely to make new all-time highs, or significantly new all-time highs compared to other new shit in this market. Anthony Michael says, LAI, Layer I. Okay, this is a new one for me. Layer I. Kuderp. We can go to Kuderp. Again, this would be an example of a new shitcoin that has probably significantly more potential upside compared to what we just looked at. It is consolidating around the 1618 extension here, so I would expect this to go on for a little bit more. You know, maybe something like this. Spend the time there. Again, spending time there is fine. Anything above, you know, 4.2 cents is good long term. Upon making new all-time highs, probably looking at... You're probably looking at you're probably looking at double digits. I'll just say that. I mean, these things can move. It's also the fucking narrative of the cycle too, or one of the narratives with AI. Fair enough, man. Let's see. Nakamoto. Holy shit, it's Satoshi. STX 1 week and monthly. Okay, STX is like a Bitcoin related thing. I'm actually curious to see if the Bitcoin related things pop off this cycle. I'll actually share with you some of the ones that I've been looking at. Maybe I shouldn't look at them, because then that would be like considered shilling your own bags. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. All right, I won't do that. But I do think that it is an interesting narrative, because it's like a Bitcoin-led market cycle right now. So those would theoretically probably do well, but I don't need to go into the specifics of the ones that I'm looking at. Yeah, again, another one, very, very good. This is a 2021 shitcoin, but this is an example of a strong 2021 shitcoin. It has made new all-time highs from its 2021 high. That is a sign of strength, and it is a Bitcoin-related one, I do believe. So that is a good sign long term. Where could we see potentially from here as far as the macro fib extension goes? You know, next area of interest to the upside is $5. Bless you, sir. The next big one above that is about $12. I don't think that all happens in one go. I don't think that all happens. Again, when I'm talking about these long-term moves here, I'm not talking about today or tomorrow. I'm not even talking about next month. I'm talking about probably over the next few months, if I had to guess. But, you know, it seems like you're more long-term minded. This one, I like the macro high or low. I like the macro new high. That's a good sign long-term. I think this is one of the better ones. Jack Jansen says, hey, Krown, Popka. What's up, man? Forgot to say hey as well. Popcat. Popcat US Derp on CoinX Derp Fuck Exchange. Not even a month of history. Probably a good sign right now, though. Yeah, again, if I go down maybe to like a 4 hour, look, I'm on a very low time frame here, but you do see that higher low in after the initial sort of ICO or IPO dump, whatever the fuck you call it. It probably works its way back up towards 31, 35 cents from here in the next, in the next month. It basically bullish as long as you're above this higher low at 16 cents. I mean, don't need to make these things any more crazy than what they already are. Barely has any history, but just I would play the higher low. I think right now, if you're playing the shit coins, all you really need to do is think in terms of volatility, momentum, and trend. And trend gets you the right direction. Volatility gets you, well, basically the severity of what you might be seeing. And momentum is kind of like, well, a tertiary sort of confirmation tool on top of both of those as it goes a little bit into direction of trend and, of course, timing when. But the big thing with momentum oscillators that people just get wrong is you want to only trade in the direction of the current trend. If you do that, you're going to improve your hit rate by significant amounts. All right, Amadeo Ciano is back. He's looking at AGIX. Foot up here. I'm going to get some fucking hemorrhoids from sitting on this chair. AGIX. Okay, AGIX weekly. Yeah, I remember this one was pretty good. I actually charted this one for like Coin Telegraph or whatever the hell their channel is. Yeah, making new again, another example of a 2021 good shitcoin making severely new all-time highs from that prior high. Guessing we're already it's already topped at the 1618, so I would expect a sideways consolidation here. Again, anything above like 87 cents, let's say, is good long term. It just can take some time, and upon breaking to new highs, probably looking somewhere around $3.50. Maybe even more than that, towards 5. I mean, again, these things can get fucking crazy during this portion of the cycle. Just bullish as long as it's above 87 cents. Below 87, okay, I'm wrong. It's gonna do something really nasty. But I just looking at the greater picture. Looking at the greater picture here. I kind of feel like I'm like this is the point. This is like the same point that I was in April of 2022 and like March of 2018, where it's like. But opposite, where I was just extremely fucking bearish and just generally bearish on everything. Now I'm going to be generally bullish on everything. I think it's the right play right now. Long term, again, not in the short term. You're going to see ebbs and flows here. Base 4267 says Mavia on the daily. Okay, this is a completely new shitcoin. I've never seen this one before. Heroes of Mavia. All right, I'm convinced. Weird looking shitcoin chart. Okay, I get it. Okay, I think I see it better now. Again, don't need to make it crazy here. Probably a higher low in the makings. First real higher low. Momentum turning up at the same time. Bullish above 588.5. It's trading, half a buck above there. I do think that this one is probably going to retest these highs at $8 or $10 basically, and probably make new highs from there. Again, this one is bullish as long as it's above your March 20th low, which is 521. Below there, okay, something else is going on. Until then, this is a higher low. Momentum's turning up in the same direction. Just doesn't need to be any more crazy than that, man. Need to eat some more of this ice. Need to get my crayons out and start chewing on those too while we look at these shitcoins. Play some music for you in the background. Okay, I'm ready. All right, Tobo says Tesla on the weekly, please. Or on the daily weekly, please. All right, so Tesla, we've been kind of bearish on for a while now. We did... Okay, yes, it has hit the 160 area region. You are getting that pity bounce from it, which is to be expected. I think that this bounce continues on a little bit more before you get to the next potential move to the downside, but should try some upside from here. Again, daily momentum pointed up, 161. It's going to be the current pivot. I think weekly might be turning around or very close to turning around above 187. I think you're in a bouncy area right here, especially after retesting this prior low from May of last year. The problem is that any bounce that fails to get back above 206 is bad. It's not bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's just another lower high, man. So that would kind of resume the overall downtrend. So I do think you're in a bouncy territory in the short term, kind of what we said before. But long term, it's still in a downtrend. Monthly momentum still remains to the downside, and the trend is to the downside of the monthly. So short term bounce, higher term time frames, again, as long as you're below that number, I would be looking at that as a bounce that likely leads to continuation towards, probably 130-ish region if I had to guess. But that could take a long time to play out. I mean, that is a monthly look on it, so fair enough. All right, Barncore says, Opal, please, sir, on weekly, holding for 6 to 18 months. Okay. Well, if you're going to hold for 6 to 18 months, then you already know what you're going to do. Yeah, again, another good example. Okay, see, this would be like the perfect example of like a shit coin. Well, look, here's the deal. I love those fucking, god damn. Okay, we need to listen to one of these like now. Hold on. What is this? Wait. All right. We got a breaking news.
The story of the magical pistachio. I got lost in the grocery store and couldn't find my way out. But that's when I saw it, a glowing pistachio. It spoke to me and said, "Follow me and I'll lead you to safety." So I followed it and we climbed up shelves and found a secret passage that led me to the bread aisle. And that's how I found my way out of the grocery store, all thanks to the magical pistachio. So if you ever get lost, just remember all you need is a little faith and a magical pistachio to guide you to safety.
Thank you. All right. Okay. God damn. All right. So that was quite interesting, actually. It looks like it's found its way out of the fucking grocery store as well, and probably again, monthly high or low, monthly momentum to the upside. Don't need to make it any crazier than that. You know, I question the validity of that video that we just saw. He was quite coherent and lucid. That's like Look, I'm not on the left side or the right side of the political spectrum. Just because I played a Biden video doesn't mean I like fucking Trump, okay? I don't really like either of them. I think it's ridiculous that we're choosing between two of these motherfuckers. There's no... But Trump is actually, Biden is pretty entertaining too, just not because he wants to be. Anyways, yeah, for real. Look, it's a higher low. I don't even make it any more complicated than this. It's probably gonna go up to 40 cents. It's bullish as long as you're above that higher low at 10 cents. Just don't mid-curve this part of the cycle. Daily higher low at 17 cents. Just let it be. Just let it do its thing. Wait a second. What's going on over here? Holy shit. Yeah, this AI this AI stuff is getting out of control, man. I mean, it's possible that was AI because he was very, like, there weren't any pauses. He didn't sound very sleepy. All right. Okay. Got enough of that. All right. Jay Watts says, Sui, 4-hour daily. Sure. Thank you. All right. SUI. USD. Okay. What is this thing? Another good example of a shitcoin that's probably going to do well this cycle. It's already at all-time highs. It's already making what seems to be potentially the next higher low at 120. As long as you're above 120, I would treat this as the next higher low. Sideways is good here. Long term, it probably makes new highs. Again, this is going to probably outperform most of the newer shit. Next area of interest, the upside is probably somewhere around 2.5 to 280-ish region. Don't need to make it any more complicated than that. Daily time frame, yeah, same area. As long as you're above 119, just don't need to make it any more complicated than that. Nishant says, Bitcoin price point range before alts rise. What the fuck does that even mean? Price point range before alts rise? I don't even understand what you're saying, sir. Could you reformulate that statement into English? Look, I think as long as Bitcoin going sideways in general, that's going to benefit altcoins. But really, I don't really expect like a major, massive altcoin boom where you just see all these just absolutely just disgusting fucking shitcoins going to the moon and beyond until Bitcoin's hit its actual new all-time high. It's the actual all-time high that it'll be for like some time. I don't know where that'll be. We'll only really know until after, actually. That'll be the time when like just most shitcoins go up. But right now, the shitcoins that are gonna benefit most are the ones that are newer right now. They will probably go up more than Bitcoin. CZ says, Sol BTC monthly. Sol is racist change, bullish racism. Yeah. God damn. That part of the market just really makes me fucking hate this market. I mean, God, man, I hate that those people are getting rich. Like they'll end up losing it anyway. So who gives a fuck? But anyways, probably not even for me to judge to begin with. You got to really wonder like what kind of person that is, like what kind of just sad person that is. Anyways, Sol versus Bitcoin. Again, the uptrend continues. Put in this next higher low on the weekly, whatever the hell this number is right here. Just let it be. Just let it be. Weekly momentum continuing to the upside. I imagine daily is not right here, but it looks like another daily higher low. Probably retest this high here. But you're looking at the monthly. Long term, I do think that you see a retest of the highs. It's probably gonna make new highs. I like the long term uptrend here. Again, trend is your friend as long as you're above 19,000 derps. Anthony Michelle says AIT 4 hour in daily. Sure, man. Thanks, my lord. No problem, my lord. Okay, this is probably crypto. Probably a derpity crypto. True USD, okay, or AIT protocol. I don't know which one of the. Not a good look. Not for a new shitcoin. Not as impressive as most of the other ones. The real question is, does it try for a higher low right here or not? I think this is kind of like your last chance for a higher low. It's right at the 786 fib. If you start to really see it trade below this current like 69-cent low, that's going to be a real problem because that's where your downtrend actually starts to get confirmed. But for now, I think just in with the overall bigger picture in mind, it probably tries for a higher low here. It's probably going to dig its way out, probably does some like this, and then try some upside. Let's see. Justin says, can you give your opinion, son, on AIT Tech? Well, I think we just did that one, actually. So, wow, two people asked for the same coin, like right next to each other. That's very interesting. Look, if it fails this region, if you start to see like real closures below like 70 cents, okay, big fucking problems. But until then, this area is a lot more set up to put in a higher low here. If you start to see it trade back above 80 cents, that would be the next really good signal for the long term. Ian Terry, what's up, man? Another OG of the cave. BHP Daily Jewel Thoughts. Actually, I have not really been using the Jewel for a while now. In fact, we don't even sell it on our site anymore. I use the Krown VMP, which is kind of loose based off that. So we can maybe get some idea of what's going on there. I'm guessing you're looking at a real stock, but I will put in USD just to see. Okay, Black Hole Prince. I'm guessing it's probably not that. I'm guessing it's this thing, and I'm guessing because you're American, it's probably the one on NYSE. Let's see. I guess it depends. Okay, you're on daily. Very interesting here because short term, we do have hidden bearish divergence, and I do think that you're going to see maybe like a retest somewhere around the low. Probably pops down a little bit from here, but I do think that's going to be a chance for a higher low. I want to look at the greater picture of things. Yeah, the greater picture of things, I do think that you have to respect the trend. And it probably does try for a higher low here. So very, very short term on the daily, it might retest those lows, play out the hidden bearish divergence, but I do think that's going to be a chance to fill the gap, put in a generally higher low on the daily, and try for some upside from there. Big problems, obviously, below $55. Until then, I think you treat that as a higher low with the weekly likely taking over. Weekly is going to put in some hidden bullish divergence, to be fair. Freshness says FET BTC. All right. AIT, yeah. There's Anthony and Michelle, and then there was two different ones. There was two different ones. Who? Just what the fuck did he want? Solidas? I don't know how to say it. How do you speak the English language? I'm going to do FET in the meantime. All right, FET BTC. Don't know when we charted this thing last, but it's still, whatever the fuck chart we did on this one, it's still holding this region. Look, again, another AI coin that, you know, testing around its prior highs, generally good. Weekly uptrend, good. Any sort of consolidation above, what is it, 3,300 Satoshis? Or, sorry, more like 3,200 Satoshis is going to be long-term good as well. I do think that this one generally continues from here. I like the monthly uptrend. I mean, I just think it takes some time going sideways here before it tries the next sort of upside move. You know, back above basically 4,600 Satoshis, and I'd be looking for this one to really go on a major rally towards new highs, probably around 6,000 Satoshis if I had to guess. Thinking about the name. Says OPUSD. Okay. I will do it after this one. Okay, I know you said 12-hour on daily, but I do want to see the weekly look. Daily time frame. Okay. Okay. Oh, the LARP line's playing out. Again, I think you're consolidating here for a little bit longer, but this is a bullish consolidation. As long as you're above, especially, what is it, like 260? This is bullish. It's just, I think it takes some more time, spend some more time here. If you see a trade back above the prior high, then I guess your next area of interest is somewhere around $5.5 to $6.5. All right, I'll go check out the next one. Realizing that Tetra J is the next one. Okay. All right. Anthony Michelle says AI tech he is asking is Solidus. All right. Solidus. All right. What the all right. Well, you spelled it wrong. All right. Anyways, really good. Really good. A good example of a new shitcoin that it's just going to go fucking bull mode. Let's see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. Okay. I would be looking for to maybe put in a low somewhere around 22 cents, but respect the trend. This one is bullish as long as you're above 15 cents on a closing basis. Long term, I think that you spend some time going sideways here and consolidating. But if it does break the prior high, at that point, I think you see a move closer to $1, probably even above $1. Yeah. Just the question is, how long does it spend consolidating here? I think that it's been some time. All right, popping back up. Let's see. We are at Tetra J. He says DNT on the weekly. Okay. See what this is. District OX. I remember this one from 2017 actually. So it was this was like a derp coin. Yeah. Yeah. So again, a great example of just a shit coin. Of just a shit coin. Nowhere near its prior highs, while everything else is making new highs and beyond. This is not fucking good at all. Is it going to go up with the rest of the market? Yes, but because the rest of the market is strong, not because this thing is strong. Look, do I think it's bullish here? Yeah, it is going to be bullish. Very, very likely. Anything above 59 or 60 cents is long-term bullish. I do think that you retest the highs of this rally, probably around 20 to 25 cents. It's going to be going sideways for a little bit here. Probably puts in a higher low. You do have hidden bullish evidence forming. You know. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going to go from here, but again, another example of just a weak-ass shitcoin from two prior cycles ago, which hasn't done shit. Very, 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 very uneventful. But yes, it very likely does go up from here, very likely on the monthly. Will retest prior all-time highs and probably make new all-time highs as well. You know, over the next half year. Yeah. Just uninteresting compared to most other things. Thinking about the name, he's back. He's looking at PolyX. Okay. PolyX. Or did I do that right? No. Okay. PolyX. Polymesh. Sounds cool, man. 12-hour daily. Good example of it. Well, it's 2021 shitcoin as well, but this one's already testing prior all-time highs, so that is better compared to the last chart that we looked at. Looks like another higher low right here. I'm bullish on this thing as long as it's above 29 cents on a closing basis for the daily. This thing is ready, in my opinion, to start trading and trending towards new all-time highs. Next area of interest would be somewhere between 55 to 69 cents. Probably spend some time between there. And then long-term, I mean, I think that this thing trades above $1. Again, I just don't think that this is the time to be mid-curving shit within this market. If you are going to be aggressive and you're going to be, you know, the herpity derp in this market, is probably the time for that. Goody213 says, can you please check dick with butt on pulse chain? DWB WP. Oh, wow, okay. This is going to be good. WPLs. Okay, and this one's so fucking shitty that it's not even on TradingView. That is a great sign. That is just a great sign, man. Unfortunately, not on TradingView, man. Although I was really looking forward to looking at Pulse Derp. Seen as it's two redacted assets against each other, high probability of upside. A very high probability of upside. Big Bull says Ondo 4-hour daily. All right, let's see this. Great example of a new shitcoin going absolute moon mode. That is a good sign. I don't really have a good way to be plotting something like this, so I'm going to do my worst, best way possible, which, next area of interest, the upside probably around 115, and then you got $1.50. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but this is the time. I'd be bullish on this thing as long as you're above this higher low right here. That's your basically like 50-cent higher low. I mean, just again, don't need to get too cute with bullshit like this. God damn. Okay. I choose rich every time. Fuck yeah, man. You're doing well. APT. Did we already do this thing? I don't know. I don't remember. I think maybe. Wow, what the hell? Very likely to retest all-time highs. Very, very likely to retest prior all-time highs from 2023. I do think that it will spend some time going sideways there. So, first test gets pushed back, a little bit of sideways, and then you do see a nice upside move. Long term, areas of interest for this thing. And when I say long term, I'm talking about like half a year to a year out. $30-$40 is actually not that crazy. If things get really crazy, I guess 50 plus. I know it sounds fucking ridiculous right here, but it is a time in this market cycle where things do get ridiculous. I really actually do think that. Thinking about the name is back again. He's looking at Quant, QNT. Yeah, so a good example of a past shitcoin. Again, not fucking good. Nowhere near its prior all-time high. Absolute fucking dog shit. Poor went out with the violin. That is the sounds. That is the sounds of the unfortunate souls being sold on hopes and dreams as their quant coins go up, but not as much as the rest of the market. Look, it's going to go up. It's very likely to go up from here. Very likely to at least test this 190 high. But compared to the other newer things within this market, it's just unfucking interesting. Just unfucking interesting. Monthly, there's your higher low. It's very likely going to trend towards that 618 high at 166. Probably even retest at least like 230 at some point. But just compared to other things, it is not as interesting. It will not go up as much, although it will go up. I mean, probably a lot actually. Just these things like, you have to be thinking in terms of opportunity cost, or at least look, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. If I'm thinking as an investor or as someone who's trying to maximize, you have to be thinking in terms of opportunity costs. What do you miss by being in absolute fucking garbage like this? You miss the violin. You miss the sad times, because at the end of the day, it's not about the profits we made or the losses we made. It's about the derps that we made along the way. Okay. Mergim says opinion on Hood 628. Oh, we're going longer call, baby. Robin Hood. Let's see what I've actually not really looked at this one. Okay, so you're buying $20 calls. Look, okay. I'm guessing you mean the 20 strike calls. The problem when you talk about options is that you don't fucking reference the price of the goddamn option. And as I used to actually be a market maker myself in equity options, and we specifically price options so that mathematically speaking, they're most likely to expire worthless or at parity, just so that you can hedge delta neutral. Anyways. You're buying June 21st, 20 strike calls. Look, your question is, okay, so here, I'm going to be so fucking mean for a second, okay? I apologize. Be very, very mean to you, Mr. Megrim. But please understand, it is not intended to be offensive towards you. It's intended to be enlightening, at least from my perspective, because people the general public treats option calls as if, options, whether they're calls or puts, as one, long only, and two, as like lottery tickets. And it's absolutely fucking retarded. Again, they are priced in a way that they will most likely expire worthless by the expiration. You didn't even reference the the premium there, and you are also basically okay. The way that the general public thinks of options is like, okay, well, if it goes above my strike price, I make money, and so it just needs to go above that price by that date. Kind of true, except you forget the premium, one, and then two, if you think it's just going to go above that price anyways, you're better off buying fucking spot right now. You're better off buying fucking spot right now. Options are meant to be traded against other options, not as like a synthetic way to get more leverage. Like, holy shit. This is why financial education is so fucking important, because people just waste their money on these goddamn things like as if they're lottery tickets. Just ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. But then again, that's why we have markets. You have to be able to transfer the money from the redacted to the less redacted, I guess. It's really awful. It's really off to say it like that, but that is what's going on here. Look, do I think it goes up from here? Yes. Do I think it goes up above $20 by your date? So it's basically like 2 months out, 3 months out. I don't know, something like that. 3 months out, actually. Probably also yes. Do I think you'd be better off just buying spot if you think it's going to go up? Yeah. Remember, at expiration, your fucking call option is only ever going to be worth parity. Anyways. What? Probably. Jasmine? I didn't see it there. Symbol Jasmine, or the person? Oh, okay. All right, let's see what amazing. Yeah, no, I did see that one. Yeah, we did do that one. AI Tech, yeah, we did do AI Tech. What the fuck are you saying? Oh, Jasmine. All right. Jasmine, my derp. All right. looks like Robinhood chart. Yeah, so to answer your prior question, I do think it's probably going to trade $220, probably even above $20. But at the end of the day, man, like, why would you buy call options when you could just buy straight up stock? I'm going to guess you're saying because you get more leverage. Okay, well, that leverage is going to come at a price, obviously. Anyways, Jasmine, again, just another 2021 shitcoin, way far away from its prior all-time high. It's gone up a little bit here. It's probably going to go up more, as most things are. Probably even goes up somewhere around this prior high here at like 4.5 to 5 cents. But long term, it's just uninteresting compared to most other things. Just not fucking good. In the short term, it's bullish as long as you're above, 1.2 cents. I think it spends a little bit of time going sideways there. But generally not that interesting of a chart. All right, we need to go back up here. Okay. Mr. TY says ORDs on MEXC. Okay, ORDs. So this is one of those Bitcoin related shitcoins, I guess. It's like DeFi on Bitcoin, I think. I think this this as a narrative makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's put in a higher low here, man. I do think it's put in a higher low here. I treat it as a higher low as long as it's above 12 cents. I think you can spend some time here. That's fine. Let's see. Hidden bullish divergence being built. Let's see what stochastic momentum says. Where's my damn stochastic derp? Yeah, it's about to turn up above 15, almost 16 cents. So a little bit more sideways here. The second that not the second, but when you start to see daily closures above 16 cents, that's when I do think that this next higher low is in, and you probably start to see this one retest those quarter-cent highs and probably beyond. Problems below 12 cents on a closing basis, but until then, I would look at this as a higher low. And this as a narrative makes a lot of sense to me. The ORD swap shit, the Bitcoin related DeFi shit. Maybe I'm wrong though. I mean, I could very easily be wrong. Like, I'm not a fundamental person. It just makes sense as like a hype narrative to me. Cause like, okay, well, Bitcoin's leading the cycle kind of, and it's getting ETFs and blah, 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 blah. So go with the Bitcoin related shit. That would be what I'm thinking. But at the same time, do I know like the actual fundamentals? Do I know the actual technology? Fuck no, man. No, fuck no. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. Thinking about the name says AVAX USD. Okay. All right. AVAX. Okay. For a 2021 shitcoin, I'd say it's kind of like middle of the pack. It is very likely going to go up here. Closing above $59 would kind of solidify this as the next higher low before the next leg up, probably in the monthly towards $90 to $100. And I do think that area will get hit in general. over time. You know, whether it's like 3 months to 6 months, I don't know. But this one's bullish as long as you're above basically like $47, let's say, on a closing basis. I look at this as your next higher low, getting ready for another move to the upside. Yeah. Yeah, you also said 4 hour. Same shit out here. I mean, probably more sideways if I had to guess in the short term. I don't think it's like ready right now, is what I'm trying to say. Grapey, that's actually how you say beer in Finnish. Grapey. Grapey Fox says 80 on the daily. Okay. Grapey. And Lankiero. And Arkioski. Ha ha ha. I'm a bird. Ha ha ha. All right, one more.
The other day and saw a chick with the biggest fucking booty I've ever seen. God damn, that shit was huge. I could barely believe my eyes, man. I had to cool myself off with a chocolate chip ice cream cone from Ben & Jerry's. Shit was actually fire. No pun intended. My buddy Kevin from the Secret Service then brought me to the White House to sign some more shit. It was probably more money for Zelensky in Ukraine, but I didn't really give a fuck. Remember to keep it real and vote for me in 2024. Wiping on Tinder the other day.
I'm doing it. I'm voting for him. I'm voting. He needs to be president again. It's the funniest time ever. Nothing else matters. Huh? He's pretty funny. He's pretty fucking funny. All right, Carderpio on the daily. Again, another great example of a 2021 shitcoin that's, well, it's actually 2018, but just not that interesting to the upside, man. Look, does it go up from here? Probably yes. I mean, shit, even on the, look, actually, you might have a higher low right here. I guess I would treat this as a higher low as long as you're above 57 cents. Long term, I mean, I do think it's going to trade back above $1 again. Yes. It's just, it's uninteresting compared to most other things in this market, man. Just uninteresting. But yeah, probably does go up from here. If it does trade below 58 cents, I would be looking for it to fall back down close to about 50-ish, and probably try for a higher low there. I don't have strong opinions on whether it continues exactly from here, but I do think more sideways and likely more up as long as it's above 50 cents. Long term, and even in the short term, like 58 cents would be the pivot I'm looking at. Zuma says CTX USD. Okay, CTX USD. Let's see it. Cryptex Finance. Sounds super cool. Weird ass looking chart, man. Yeah, another 2021 shitcoin or 2022. I do think that this one continues up, but it is on a pullback right here. So overall, long-term continuation. I treat this as a healthy pullback as long as it's above $3.50, which gives it a lot of fucking room there, a lot of room. But that's the best I can do on this one. That would still be a higher low, and likely imply this one to retest prior $9 to $10 highs as long as that holds. But I think it's spent some time here, man. Spending time there is okay. Again, these things are fucking ugly, man. These things are fucking ugly. Okay, we got that. Okay, got CTX. Bar and Course says trade USD. Elsa, can you come over here and entertain people? Because I need to go pee. She's very shy. So she's probably not going to do it. All right, I just have to hold this in. I guess we have to end things earlier then. All right, trade says Barn Core. Okay, this one is retesting its 2021 high. It's a good sign. Stronger than most shitcoins from that era. In the short term, do we have a higher low in here? Yes, we do. So I treat it as bullish as long as it's above 130. As long as that is in place, I guess we can do a Fibonacci extension here. It's going to be fucking weird, man. But next areas of interest to the upside would be 2.25. Above there, you got 3.25. Those would be more long-term, though. Again, think long-term. But daily, as long as that higher low holds, it is actually in motion as of right now. So fair enough. All right, thinking about the name is back. SEI. Okay. Targets for next. Dude, I do what? Hood. Yeah, I did do Hood. Yeah. SEI. I think we did this one earlier. Targets for. What are your targets for next month? I do think that it probably retests these highs at like $1, just above $1. Yep. If it starts to break those highs, things can get a lot more crazy towards like $1.20 to $1.30. Is what I'd be looking for. Crypto Moobs says, Moobs? Moobs. TIA. Okay, Celestia. All right. Cool name. Which usually means it's going to be good. Okay, it's still... Okay, is it holding the range that we spoke about before? Yeah, on the weekly, yes, but starting to kind of lose its luster there a little bit. My LARP lines are not playing out exactly, so you just delete them and pretend they never happened. I do think on the daily, however, okay, if we were to make this same thing on the daily, it'd look more like this. And it does look like the daily is starting to try for a higher low. I do think it's going to retest Tuesday's low of last week, but I do think that probably holds. And sideways here continues to be overall good. The question is, how long does one go sideways for? I don't know. But above basically the spike low from January, that's okay for long term. And more sideways within this range is okay. But man, if it starts to lose that low, that is where things start to really turn sour on this one. And you will see this one take probably another 20% dump bola towards like $8-ish, somewhere around there. But for now, I'd give it a chance to kind of grind this area out a little bit. I do think it tries for a higher low there. All right. Artemiska says, yes, it's our Estonian neighbor. But what was your prior name? It was Shelly. That's right. It was Shelly. Why did you change your avatar? Okay, MicroStrategy weekly. All right, let's see what MicroStrategy looks like. Man, I've been getting dry needling recently, and it's really effective. It's fucking crazy though. They just stick needles in my back and stab my back with needles until like the muscles start to twitch. It's fucking intense. All right. Anyways, MicroStrategy retesting all-time highs already. Very common to pull back from those sort of closing highs, which is what I believe it's doing right now. Yeah. The question is, how long does it kind of spend going sideways here, trying for the next higher low before it takes off to likely new highs? It can spend some time. I mean, I'm already seeing extremes on volatility. I think that it spends some more time, actually. I don't think it's ready right now. I think you do more of this action. But long term, as long as it's above 1,035, that is going to be long term good. And likely implied the monthly will trend towards new highs, within the next 3 to 6 months. Yeah. Overall, I don't think that this one's done. If we go here to the quarterly, I'm guessing we're going to see more good stuff. Yeah. So here's the thing, Shelly. Long term, really like it actually. And I do think it might even retest the prior, like literal wick all-time highs. Quarterly stochastic momentum is turning to the upside as long as it's above 234. Like it's trading over $1,000 from that pivot. MicroStrategy looks quite bullish to me long term, but this is very long term. Short term, I mean, I think you could very easily come back down here a little bit, but I don't feel strong about that. Above 1,000, anything above $1,000, just another higher low, a very strong higher low, I should add as well. SA says DWB versus, look, the fucking the shit versus Pulse chain is probably not gonna be on TradingView, man. It's not on there, man. Like, we can only go so deep into the shitcoin drawer. That is literally dick with butt coin. Dick with butt coin. Unfortunately, it's not on TradingView. TradingView, for some reason, decided that dick with butt coin is not legitimate enough to be hosted on their servers. Don't blame me. Jorge says, Orange Wallet, ORNJ. Okay. All right. It's on all of the shitcoin exchanges of choice now, and this is a good example of a new shitcoin already at new all-time highs. I think maybe it takes a leg down to like 62 cents, but ultimately this one's poised to make new highs sooner rather than later, probably in these next few weeks, probably maybe even this week. Very new, very strong, very bullish as long as you're closing above, again, about 62 cents on a weekly. I think it can come back. Sorry, not 62 cents, 60 cents. Could I draw an extension on this? I could, but for fuck's sake, man, I would not trust this. So I want to, at the outset, say I would not trust this, but upon continuation, I guess the next area of interest would be just above $1. maybe more in like the next month or two. We have CZ next. He's looking at TIA. We just did that one, so all good. K says Superverse USD. I already have this one on my list. We can just pull it up over here. I think that Superverse is likely in the process of putting in a higher low, being this low right here, right above $1. We did say in the past, like we've looked at this one almost every week for the past like month or two, that any higher low above $1 is long-term good. I think that higher low is right here. We are seeing stochastic momentum turn back up on the daily. And the weekly is actually still positioned to the downside. So I would say maybe more sideways here, but anything above $1, as long as it holds above $1, that sideways is likely to turn into, the next sort of base before continuation to the upside. Higher term timeframes like the monthly, like the quarterly, I do still think will test around at least your November of 2021 highs on a closing basis, which is 180. Got up pretty close to there already on this rally, but in the more near term, consolidation continues. Anything above basically $1 is fine. And then maybe like over the next like few months, it probably tries another move to the upside. But this one had a pretty significant move to the upside again. So I do think that, it cools off here for a while. Do crypto moods. We did it, sir, Mr. Samuel Smith. We just do them in order, man. That's why sometimes it comes a little bit later. What's up, Nikki Page? Good morning to you. We're choosing rich today. Indeed, we're choosing rich and we're choosing some violent action. Wait. No. That was intense, man. Fair enough. Harambe on Mexi. This one's got to be legitimate. I'm sure of it. Harambe, that fucking gorilla that got himself killed, I guess. Or what was Harambe? I don't even know. It's like one of those things where people decided that they cared about the fucking animal that got shot or something like that. Again, another weird chart looking here. It only has been around for like a couple months. It's generally a good sign in this market right now. It does look to me like it has this higher low in right at the 618 at like 2 cents or so. Oh yeah, so it was a gorilla that took a baby that fell in its cage. What the fuck, man? I do think that it trades back up towards these 5-cent highs. Probably going to make new highs from there, honestly. Just bullish as long as it's above this higher low here at 2 cents. Below 2 cents on a closing basis, okay, you got a big problem. Probably comes down to 1 cent, actually. Which would be pretty nasty pullback from there, but yeah. Again, more long term. Neox on Mexi, okay. Neox. Another example of, look, I think that this thing goes sideways here for a while. Just, again, keeping in mind the general trajectory that we see mostly shitcoins. I do think that this is shaping in to be a higher low above about 2.8 cents, something like that. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Overall, I think it takes its time here, man. I think it takes its time here. But generally, anywhere above this spike low, that's probably still your higher low. Probably works its way sideways and up from here. Probably takes a month or two, but overall, I do think it's put in a base. Okay, all right. Mergim Isaku says back again for my scolding. Sorry, man. I apologize. LOL. Lol. Pow. Again, we do it out of love, sir. We do it out of love. Symbol PAAL on the daily. All right. It's on this one here. Good. Hey, this is a good example of something. Again, new shitcoin, been around since September. Okay, so great timing on there. Yet another higher low and a series of higher lows. So the trend continues. The question is, does it hold this low for now and consolidate here? Look, anything above 50 cents, great. That is your next higher low, very, very likely before launching onto new all-time highs with perhaps 90 cents as the next area of interest. Above 91 cents on a closing basis, this thing, it's probably going to go to $1.50. It's a pretty phenomenal rally. If it does lose this higher low, however, you start to see it really trade below. Instead of like 50 cents, I'd actually really say this spike low right here, 42 cents. Do you think that's probably going to be a better do long term? I would be looking for it to really like fall down significantly close to a quarter, but until that happens, man, I think it's actually better to err on the side of optimism for more of these things right now than pessimism. Just again, because of the market cycle, because of everything else. All right, we have Link for Grooves Moves. Link, US Derp. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, then we're almost done, and my voice is almost done, and I need to pee. So we should probably close the super chats as well. Okay, yeah. So we'll do all of the super chats that have been submitted up until this point, but none after this point. So all good there. All right, Chainlink. Okay, Chainlink. Yeah, it really, in terms of relative strength, it's not strong. I do think that it's going to be spending more time between this high at almost $23 and this low here at about 14 and a half. Look, I do think that Chainlink is going to follow the rest of the market. You're going to see, a general sideways consolidation right there, and it probably does break to new highs. Bean eat. All right, I bean eat. I almost put you in timeout. You're going to timeout. I do think that's going to inevitably take out the yearly highs here at like $23, and you probably do see at least $27 to $30 tested on this thing, maybe later this year. But it's just not that interesting as an older shitcoin. It's just not as strong as the other things. Even though long term it does have this macro uptrend, and I do think it probably even makes new cycle highs long term. But in terms of relative strength, it's not it. And I would get very bearish on it below about 14 and a half. But until that happens, sideways here, going to be good for the bulls. Just I think it takes its time. Just pound for pound, not going to be as interesting as other things as well. Thinking about the name, says ICP, short term. ICP, all right. Short and long term. All right. Short term, it's breaking out. Long term, it's continuing. I do think long term probably hits somewhere around this $22, $23 high. Short term, it's continuing from here. I mean, okay, define short term. I mean, I'm on a daily right now. Look, if you see a closure above the 5th of March's high, 1697, I think that's it. I think this one continues from here. If it fails to close above there today, then range continues for a while. But I do think that it is ready to continue from here, actually. And you generally see somewhere around 22, 23 in the next month, maybe a month or two. Let's see. Follow the White Rabbit says, please check Boba coin. All right, Boba coin. What the fuck is a Boba? What's a Boba? Again, another new shitcoin making new all-time, or actually, no, not so much of a new shitcoin. Wasn't around in 2021, though. Hit new all-time highs, consolidating. I think you have to be on, not you have to be, but I would be on higher low watch here. It's already come down to the 50% retracement level. This is generally actually a pretty good area. Does it spend some time going sideways here and then try the upside move? Perhaps yes. If this area does fail below about 50 cents, basically, I would be looking towards 42.5 cents, but I'd be long-term bullish on this thing as long as it's especially above about 42.5. So, the real question is, where does the next higher low come in around? I actually think this might be it right here. And then from there, you're probably going to retest per all-time highs and probably going to make new all-time highs, later this year. Something like that, man. All right. Holy shit, man. I've been holding in this piss for so long now. I think that's a good place for me to be ending off on this particular stream. It's been a nice, fun stream. A lot of nonsense being spoken on my own behalf, so I apologize for the badly formed jokes, but it is what it is, man. You don't come here for a well-thought-out stream of consciousness. You come here for a silly goose time. And I think on that note, we'll end things. Elsa, do you want to say your line? All right. Here, this is your chance.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, much love, and see you